Yep, here I am. Wow, it's Saturday night, yeah. And I'm up, yeah. I sure am. I'm up. It's Saturday night. Here I am, yeah. Quite alive. Nobody here. You're probably all out partying, right? The TFLers are all out there getting laid, right? Okay. Now, of course, I was being sarcastic. I don't mean any of that. And no, I just being sarcastic about out there getting laid because the reality of the matter is as you can see, I title I gave the live stream. There's nothing wrong in this world. Everything's normal. That's right. There's nothing going on. You got to be happy. There's nothing wrong. There's no wars going on. That's right. There's no corruption going on. We're an all loving, forgiving society where we all care about one another. Okay, now I got to pinch myself and wake up. That must be a dream. Oh, that's right. That's a lot like the American dream. Yep, a fantasy. But you know the reason they call the American dream a dream? Because you're asleep. It's just what it is. It's not a reality. But today's the day. It's Saturday night, man, and I know there's probably lots of TFLers and incel guys and men going their own way that aren't men going their own way at all, that are actually TFLers, that are yeller and scared of a name and running, okay? That are probably at home right now, sitting on their computer. Because that's all they really have to do on a Saturday night. Oh, I suppose they could go out. Yep, they could go out and try to meet somebody and become rejected and rejected. Oh, what do you mean they've already been rejected? Yeah, they've been rejected so many times. Self-esteem's been run out of them. That's right. They've been pushed to the brink of destruction. Now, what do they do on Saturday night and Friday night? They stay as far away from the parasites as they can stay away. That's right. And then of course I had the commenter to come up on my channel. Big Toe stand there, Yep. Telling me I should brighten up. That's right. That I might have much been looking into too many conspiracy theories. That's right. That I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a chin full wearing hat nut job. No. See Stan, he's just the average sheep, sound asleep, a sleepwalker. When we talk about movies in Hollywood and they made movies, we had lots of zombies movies, didn't we? Yeah, over the last few years, they've made lots of zombie movies. The zombie apocalypse. Well, I do believe I'm witnessing that with my own eyes. I think we're living that right now. The zombie apocalypse. I do believe that's a true story. I really do. I was watching how dumb people can be. And I was literally watching some of these videos of people being stupid. And I swear to God, I see this stuff in real life with my own eyes. And then you look at YouTube and watch people being stupid, and you go out in real life and you see the people actually doing in real life what is being recorded and put up on YouTube. And I have to say, yes, dearie, yes, sirree, I believe we are living in the zombie apocalypse. When you can watch somebody that's clearly their town's being flooded, all the yards, the property's got 2 foot of water on it. And this guy's got a bucket. He's trying to keep the water out of his yard, damn it. He's got a wire fence. So he's taking the bucket and he's scooping the water up in the bucket and throwing it over the wire fence. That's right. I guess he figures if he keeps scooping the water and throwing it over the water fence, that wire fence, eventually there won't be no water in his yard. But I don't see how that's going to work. It's the wire fence. The water's running right back into his yard as fast as he's doing it, if not faster. Yes, I see. I see Jay's here with us. I appreciate that. I haven't talked to you. I don't know where you're on vacation, what have you. You do your thing. We'll find time to hook up. But I wanted to come up here for a Saturday night while I'm free and I ain't got nobody here and it's just me. Yeah. And I wanted to do this live stream because I figure there's lots of men going their own way and TFLers and incels that are probably out on hot dates right now, right? Yeah, a hot date with their computer in their bedroom or in their living room, wherever they planted their computer. That's about the only date they're on. The majority of men that's been ostracized and pushed out, we already know where you're at. You're where I'm at. You're at home. I don't care if it's Saturday night. Why would you want to go out and be rejected? You've already done it 100,000 times, right? But the thing is, it's simple. I had a person questioning me today. I thought you said that TFL and Incel were one and the same. Well, the principle is one and the same. They're guys that can't get a woman in their life. But see, Incel is involuntary celibacy. That's been around for many years. And that's always been based on men who aren't able to get sex. TFL has never been based on sex. Not even from day one. Was TFL ever based on not being able to get sex? Matter of fact, sex is the last thing on the list. That's one of the big flaws we have with society. Men going their own way, the fraudulent movement over there that was infiltrated long ago, and all these phony balonies, these fakes, because that's what we find all over the internet anymore, is a bunch of fakes. That's what you find out in life in the real world nowadays, is a bunch of fraudulent fakes. Yep, hypocrites and fakes. Hypocrites and fakes. If we go over to the truth movement, the truther movement, okay, online, we find it's filled full of fakes, frauds, and hypocrites. Sure is. And I hate to say the words to people, but it's the truth. And I don't come up here and play hypocrite with people. I tell you the way it is. And when I said the TFL and Incel are the same, it's only in one area. And that's these are men that can't get a woman in their life. But Incel, involuntary celibacy, is dedicated and directed towards men that can't get sex. TFL has never been about getting sex. See, I don't know why you put so much emphasis on sex. Because, see, naturally, if you can get a relationship with a woman and you could have a life, you don't got to talk about sex or knowledge sex. We know it's naturally going to happen. So why would we have to acknowledge or put so much focus on it? Well, so that we can destroy society. And that's exactly what it's done. I hear guys all the time. That's their main focus in is sex, 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 sex. Sex, 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 sex. And because that's their main focus, they don't understand that what they're doing is helping destroy the very society they're living in. It's like women with the friend zone bullshit. Now, you guys, as well as I do, know that women are friend zoning men. Well, that's because the women are every bit as messed up as the men are. The women who friend zone men, they're using the foundation of a successful relationship as a rejection line. You don't got to get any clearer than that to tell you they don't know what the hell they're doing. And that is the one thing I've said for years now, is nobody knows what the hell they're doing. All you think you do, all you tell everybody you do, you've even convinced yourself that you do, when you don't. That's right, when you don't. The majority of today's society hasn't the first clue. Not even the first little hint of what a relationship really is about. And that's not a gender issue, that's straight across the board. But don't worry, the one thing we do know is going on is that men are always wrong. Men are always the perpetrators. They're always the villains. That's right. Men are. Women are always the victims. Poor her. Poor her. Poor her. No, it's not poor her. No, she's not always the victim. Matter of fact, the majority of times she's the villain. No lie. The majority of times she's actually the perpetrator, the instigator. The majority of breakups are instigated by the female, not the male. But don't worry, she's still the victim. And you're still wrong, you're in the wrong. If she goes out behind your back and cheats on you, you know, guys, it is your fault. Of course it's your fault. Nothing can be her fault. It has to be the guy's fault. Society said so. And that's what this is really about in our society. Now then the women can't figure out why the men are so angry with them. The pussy renaissance, that's right, is coming to an end. No, I wish it was, don't you? That was a great video Mr. Holcomb made on the pussy renaissance. The sad thing is it isn't coming to an end. It's only getting worse. Yeah, well, that's possible, Joe. That is possible. You know, TFL has been around a long time. You know, even Dave will go back and tell you he can remember in the 70s. And I think, yeah, it was in the 70s. Most people in the 70s didn't recognize it because it's the way it works, social engineering. And it started off small in pockets, so it wasn't noticed. It became really noticeable about in the 90s. Upper 80s and 90s is when it really became noticeable. And it's done nothing but escalate. And it's continuing to grow. But I have told people that are coming in on the manosphere, they're coming after the manosphere. And I've told people this for a while now. Over and over. And I put this stuff on my channel because I want you to understand what I'm seeing going on. And this is the way they pass laws. The lawmakers here in the Nazi America, in repeat America, repeat history, okay? The lawmakers, that's what their job is, That's why we have more laws than anybody can even memorize. You have to have an entire library of books that thick, and you got to know how to read legalese here in the United States because that's how many laws there are. And they're making more. How do you enslave a nation? You keep making laws, man-made rules. That is one way to enslave a nation right under your nose, and they've done a wonderful job of that here in the U.S. Nazi America. You have more laws than you could even begin. And I can tell you right now, there's not one person in the United States that is a law-abiding citizen. I don't care if you say you are or not, you're not. Because I can guarantee you that you have broken a law more than one time without even knowing it. That's how many laws there are. That's not a lie, that's fact. But what I feel for TFLers because TFLers, even incel guys I feel for, but I'll tell you what, if you're only about sex and you're a part of it, why do you think I need to keep involuntary celibacy incel separated from TFL? Because involuntary celibacy, the incel guys, that particular name is associated and it's always been associated with sex. You do not have to acknowledge sex to understand that is a natural thing in life. But when you put the focus on sex and acknowledge it, which is what involuntary celibacy does, you actually help to destroy your own country, your own society, and you don't even know you are. And you're going to say how it's natural. But it's not natural to be at the front line of everything. It destroys morals. It over sexualizes you. It causes cheating. That's right. How do you think there's so many breakups from cheating? What, you think that's an accidental? No. It's because everybody's over sexualized and sex has been the focus. You say, well, we got to appropriate. Well, don't worry. No, you got to destroy society. That's what you got to do, and you don't even know you are. And that's why I say I think we're living in the zombie apocalypse. Because I've told people for years the truth in their face, and I still get to witness every day out in public. Today I spent the majority of the day not home. I was actually out in the public because I do go out there. Matter of fact, I took Heather and dropped her off at the St. Paul's Minneapolis International Airport today. And she's in Florida right now. She's down there where I used to be with her cousin. I got a break. I got a vacation. Damn. I'm okay with that. I really am. I got a vacation. Now I know a lot of GFLers say, what the hell? Why would he be okay with that? Well, I'm okay with that for lots of reasons. One of the main reasons is today's society, people don't know how to treat each other. And if you think Heather knows how to treat me, you're seriously mistaken. No, she don't. Drama, 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 drama. My enemy, drama. Yep, I've come this close many times to telling her to get the hell out of my house. Out of my life, bye, gone, history. Don't be surprised if one day I tell you she's not here no more. Because the truth is drama kills. Drama is not the new love that our today's society says that's love. No, that's love of abusing one another. You know, I tell TFLers all the time, why are you so depressed over not hitting yourself in the head with a hammer? All you got to do is open your eyes and pay attention to couples in today's society. I don't care where you live, pay attention to couples. You know, the girlfriend and boyfriend, they're together, the husband and wife. When you really pay attention, you're going to see they're sure not treating each other very well, are they? There's lots of yelling and screaming going on. They seem to always be in fights. Man, there's a lot of people breaking up and a lot of divorces going on. Yep, that's right. Did you ever question yourself about that? Then you got these guys that think they need to have 3, 4, 5 wives. They don't care if you're going without as long as they have it all. Well, don't you understand that's the same mentality the Rothschild dynasty has? They want to own it all. And that's really what that comes down to. You know, I'm not going to blame anybody for something they have no control over. But I'm going to tell you right now, they're moving into the manosphere. Incel, they've taken TFL, True Force Loneliness, and rolled it into Incel. They're calling Incel and TFLers the same all across the board as in one category. It's not. Never has been. But that's the people at the top wanting to do that because that's the targeted people. And why would we be targeted? Well, because you're complaining about the problem that the powers that be at the top created. And they don't want the public to ever figure out it was deliberately created. It's called you're telling truth. And truth isn't allowed in today's society. You do know that, right? That's right. Today's society is just like I said, the zombie apocalypse. Truth's not wanted. Everybody wants to say, don't you lie to me. But then when you tell them the truth, don't you tell me the truth, and they'll slam you because you told them the truth. Now they're mad at you because they heard the truth. But they also don't want you to lie to them. But they'll also lie to you. I call that insanity. So I guess that fits right into the zombie apocalypse, right? That's why I said I think we're living in the zombie apocalypse. Meanwhile, while we're living in the zombie apocalypse, hundreds of millions of guys all over the world are living this. And I feel sorry for the men because the men are the primary victims. You're ostracized, you're outcasted by females and males both. Everything's been turned into a game, a sport, an arena. That's right. Everything in life is a competition. And you can't figure out why there's so much division and so much fighting. Because we turned everything into a competition. That's why. It ain't going to change until you take your mind off of game. You know, and it's really sad when we're talking about human beings and we're going to play each other as it's a game. And we're going to walk all over the top of each other, jump on each other, throw each other underneath the bus, one up each other, feel big because we walked on somebody, because we stepped on somebody, and get angry when you're stepped on. One more time, you might as well be a bunch of zombies. Pure evil, pure no heart, pure no care, no conscience, not caring about right and wrong, not caring about doing unto one as you want done unto yourself. And see, that's not me. My whole life I've cared. And what angers me is the loss of care. And I witness it all the time. I really do. The total loss of care. I witness it all the time in our society. And I don't know what to tell you. Other than the facts are the facts. We have to back up, use our brains, and we have to start treating each other properly. Because we can never correct nothing if we don't. It's as simple as that. You have to be willing to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and think about, how would I feel if this was done to me? But none of us want to do that, right? Because that's too damn hard, right? No, it's not too damn hard. You just don't want to take the responsibility. That's all. You'd rather be complicit to helping to destroy your own society and not care. Yeah, Dave's right. We're pretty much already there. You know, Dave, it is the zombie apocalypse. What you're witnessing is the zombie apocalypse. Everybody's brain dead. They're just zombies walking around. And I hate to say that about people, but I've been screaming this stuff in people's faces for so long now. And trying to get people to understand where I'm coming from. You know, what I want is what's right for everybody globally. I don't think anybody should be starving because there is no excuse. I don't think anybody should be homeless because there is no excuse. There really isn't. This bullshit about we're running out of resources and overpopulated is just what it is. Bullshit. It's all lies. Okay? You know, in this BS about the genders, men and women really need to back up and reach down behind them, and they need to reach where their anal is and grab themselves by the hair and pull their head out of there. You know what? Because the majority of you are walking around here in a zombie apocalypse with your head firmly placed all the way up that rear spot in the rear. So I'm telling you, reach back there, grab a hold of the hair in the back of your head, and pull hard. And pull that thing back out of your anal. And clean that crap out of your ears. I know that's a cold way to say it, ain't it? But there I go, man. I'm blunt, I'm to the point, and I'm right in your face. It's who I am. Okay? Because I care. And I want what's right for everybody. There is no excuse. This BS that girls' rights what Karen spill out her mouth. It's not that she was lying. She literally told you how the women are doing it to you. Yes, there's going to be a significant number of men. And then she even went into sex that are going to be unfuckable. How do you like that? And you know why she did that? Because she's an agent. She's a plant. She wants to talk the same talk as the incels. Why did she do that? So we keep our mind right planted right there so that we continue to destroy society. Well, you know, Joe, Dave's right here in the chat. You have to contact me through my email. I have to talk to you a little bit first, you know, and then a date time has to be set up, and then I have to know certain things like if you're on a laptop or if you're on a phone, because for you to do a live stream like you've heard Dave come in do, or Warren come in do, or even Steve Hoke could come over here with me, I don't use Google Hangouts. No, Dave can tell you that. So can Warren. Okay? I give you certain information, and that's how you come into the live stream. It's up to you to hold on to that information. I won't put that information in a live stream chat like here. Okay? Because I don't want trolls coming into my live stream. I can give you an email, and we can speak in an email, so I'll put that in there for you. Okay, I got nothing against that. But coming on a live stream, well, that has to be set up. Because Dave still works. He has his life and his job, and he needs to be free and agreeing to it. Warren, I have to talk to Warren, you know. It really needs to be set up. So that's where we go there. So there's my email. You write that down, keep it, put it up. You can email me at that email. Make sure you put in the subject line, Joe, TFL, or something to catch my attention. So I recognize it's you from the live stream. Okay, and I'll answer you. We'll go from there. That's pretty much how I do it with anybody. You know, Jay's in here, and I don't know if he's still here because his hours and my hours are so far apart. This guy must be sitting up all night long. And if you're over in Australia, you must be sitting up all night long too. You know where I'm at, it's 9:30 at night. You know, and I know where Warren's at would be 10:30 at night. I'm up here late tonight because I ain't got to be up early tomorrow to take my son to work. Yeah, I get up early in the morning and run my son to work. And so I don't do anything during the week other than midday, afternoon, 12, 1 o'clock if I'm going to do a live stream. But this is Saturday night, man, and I figured us TFLers would all be on hot dates with our computers. Says, you sure ain't going to be on a hot date with a female. Because you know how a TFLer gets a date? They make laws against it. That's how a TFLer gets a date. They make laws against it. I'll give you some hints. It starts with something you should never ever use on anybody. A weapon. I'm not talking about killing them. Not at all. I'm not talking about hurting them even. But you'll need that to convince them to go on a date with you. And then you'll probably need some rope. Okay? And the last time I looked, there was a law against that. You know, the place I had the hats and the shirts made was in Florida. I haven't been in Florida in a long time. But I can tell you this. If you go online or go in your phone book in the area you live in, you will find a place that does stitching on hats. And they will even purchase a hat for you. And you can pay them. It'll cost you maybe about a $20 bill, depending on where you're at. And you can have yourself a hat made. with capital letters TFL across it. Or you could even put True Force Loneliness across it if you wanted. Okay? The logo, well, that was another story. I'd sent the logo email to the place I was using, and they had the technology to use their printer to print the logo onto the shirts. Now they got that in your area too. I'm not having them made no more. I still have some shirts left that I could send out. I don't really have any hats to send out. I sent the last hat to Steve Hoka. I've got my hat that I keep that I'm not giving to nobody. The last new hat that I had, I sent to Mr. Hoka. If anybody deserved to have the last hat, it was Steve. So that you understand, okay? That's where my last hat went. So I don't send them out anymore. But I'm telling you how you can get them made if you want them. But you're going to have to invest maybe a little bit of money in your own pocket to have it. If you really want it, you do it. I spent a lot of money making ink pens and hats and shirts. I probably got a couple grand tied up into making that crap and sending it out to people for free. I didn't even charge them for the mail for the shipping. I paid for the cost of the shirt, the cost of the hat, paid for the cost of the printing and the stitching on the hat out of my own pocket. And then I boxed it and shipped it to you out of my own pocket from my heart because that's how I am. I've done this for a long, long time, okay? Well, now on shirts, I do got some XL left. You know, once again, you'd have to send me an email. Send me an address. Don't put it in here. You don't need to give the public your address. And I can send you a TFL shirt, but I can't send out no hats. And when the shirts are gone, I won't be able to send that out either. But I do have an XL shirt. Okay, so to Steve G, just to let you know, and I did put my email in this chat. So you might want to write that down, send me an email, because I have to have an address to send it to. And I wouldn't tell you to put your address in this live chat for the world to see. Okay, that's called respect. It's what I've done for years, you know, but I'm not down in Florida no more, so that print shop's not by me. And where I live now, I would be driving to the cities to find a place that could do this. And I just not, you know, I'm not as well financially as I used to be. I was a little bit better financially set back then than I am now. I got nothing against paying for the shipping of my shirts that I got left to people like Steve. I do got an XL, okay? I could send him a shirt, I just can't send him a hat. You know, I got nothing against that kind of stuff. The thing that but if you really want a hat, you really want a shirt, you know, the TFL logo is not hard to get. And if you ain't got a logo and want a TFL logo, I can send the logo to you. And if you find yourself a shop or a spot, they're around. If you live anywhere, I mean, you can check into it, you can find a spot that'll actually take that logo if you email to them and print it onto your shirt for you. They will stitch the words TFL on your hat for you. You can pick out whatever color hat you want. I just figured black and white was the best because it stands out for the hat. And white t-shirts with the logo made that logo stand out. That's the reason I picked the color I did. You can do what you want if you're spending your money. Won't cost you all that much. Government cover-ups have happened for decades and decades and decades and decades, as far back as time goes. People who trust their governments are sound asleep. Throughout all of history, governments have always gone corrupt. For as long back as I can go, there's always been an elite group of people running societies. And it's up to the people to stand up to the corruption when the corruption happens. But when you turn a blind eye and you look the other way and you believe everything that's fed to you and you don't look into anything, then you're asking for what you get. That's all I can tell you about that. You get exactly what. I see your email showed up, Steve. I'm not checking it right now. As you can see, I'm in a live stream. But I got a little pop-up that shows on my side. So the email is in my box. I'll probably check it out tomorrow morning and get back to you. And I'll let you know when I mail it, okay? But the reality is this. I only want what's right for people. And I'm not about what's wrong. I want what's right for all of us. This is not about me. My fight has never been about myself. It's always been about all of us. And the biggest and the hardest part of this fight is so many people are so selfish, so sound asleep, so their minds are so warped from our society, and I get attacked. I've been attacked over and over and over throughout the years. I've been called every evil, low-life scum thing that anybody could call somebody over and over, many times over. Okay? I've had my channels flagged. You can think of it, it's already happened to me. And I didn't run. And I'll tell you why I don't run, because I actually care. And the people hurling all these insults, they don't know me. You gotta have tough skin to do what I do. But see, I honestly don't give a shit what people think of me. I really don't. I don't need to fit in with a group of people. Because I recognize right from wrong. And I want what's right for all of us. This is not about myself. This is about all of us. It always has been. And it's about truth. Which is not wanted, is it? No. Truth ain't wanted in today's society. You tell truth and you get slapped down for telling it. And then you got the criminal entities over in Silicon Valley who own this entity right here by gunpoint. Might as well be by gunpoint. Because they didn't get their hands on YouTube legitly. No. Although they're going to tell you they did, that they bought it. Yeah, gunpoint. That's right. And Google knows that. See, the original owners of YouTube was forced to court. It's like when a developer comes in and wants to buy up houses. They get the city's permission. And then they force people to sell their house. Or they take it from them. That's right. I call that a gunpoint. That's how Google got ownership of YouTube. Doesn't matter what money they gave. It wasn't for sale. They took them to court to force them to sell. See, so it was taken at gunpoint. Oh yeah, that's correct. They attack you when you go against the grain because you're a threat. You're a threat to a criminal. You're a threat to a fraudulent truther when you tell truth and they're lying. People don't like being exposed to being a liar. You got so many people on YouTube that are here with an agenda. They might as well just be part of the elite. They're here with an agenda. You pay attention to all these people who've got a lot of subscribers. You see people, oh, donate to me on Patreon. That's right. I got my channel demonetized, and you need to donate to me on Patreon. And I don't know if I can continue to tell you the truth and make videos if you don't give me some money. I hate these people. They're frauds. Since when does telling the truth take money? You mean you can't do the right thing for everybody without getting something for yourself? Then you're not here for the right reason. You couldn't even begin to whip people if you tried. Because you're too busy taking their tool that's keeping you enslaved. You can't do anything from your heart, huh? I've done shit from my heart my whole life for people. And I'm still just as myself. I don't see a problem with it. But people with selfish intentions that ain't really here to help other people, they have no problem with it. I'm not going to slam people for it, but I'm just telling you it's the way I am. But I do slam people who say, videos take a lot of work, and if I'm going to produce this work, then you got to pay me. Well, nobody asked you to come up here to begin with. You done it out of your heart, right? Or did you come in here with an alternative motive? See, when it comes to what's going on in the world, and it comes to stuff that's going to affect millions and millions of people's lives, that's not something you should be charging money for. Because your life's going to be destroyed too if you allow it to happen. So you're going to tell me with what's going on with NWO, it's like these people who want to holler conspiracy theorists, like the guy that left the comment, MGTOW Stan, okay? Left a comment telling me, oh, you must have read too much conspiracy theories, You're a conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, well, so you're telling me that George Herbert Walker Bush, George Bush's son, Henry Kissinger, that's right, Bill Gates, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, and I can keep going with the names. So you mean all them names I just gave you are tinfoil wearing hat conspiracy theorists? This is how, that's what I said, the zombie apocalypse. That's why you hear me talking about these zombie apocalypse. Because I think that's what we're living in. We're living in the zombie apocalypse. I warn you people about they're moving in on the manosphere and tell you that we gotta stand together, and we gotta start throwing all of the evidence back in their face. All the years of male shaming that's been placed on TV, all the double standards in society, and throw the engineering and the feminist movement right back in these criminals' faces and derail them from passing laws that are going to affect the manosphere because you're speaking about the truth. But we need to do this on a collective whole in the manosphere. And if we're going to stay fighting one another, then you will never do that, will you? Because the only way we're going to stop them from pushing the law on us is to stand together and to fight back. And when you say, how are you going to fight back? Take all of the shit that they're responsible for and throw it back in their face. and tell them explain it. You want this law on us? You explain this. Because they're clearly moving in on Incel and TFL and labeling you out as terrorists. Labeling you out as mentally ill. Well, yeah, you got mental stress put on you. You know, you hear them talk about, well, the mental capacity of Incelers or TFLers. Okay, well, let's just take a look now. Let's examine this. Where did that mental capacity come from? Oh, shit, I know. It's obvious. It's in your face. It's been in your face forever. And you got all of the ammunition that you need to throw back in their face. I got nothing against incel. It's just you've taken and focused in on sex. Sex, 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 sex. And the common denominator is you don't have to focus on sex. That's how you destroy society. Because naturally, if a man and woman get together and love each other, they're both going to naturally want to have sex and have sex. And that's not a thing that needs to be out in the open and talked about. But you can't put the emphasis all on sex and expect to not destroy your society. Why do you think there's such a big epidemic of cheating? Over-sexualized society put a person's mind in that state, and then even when they're with one person, we got a lot of problems going on here. Sex is only one of them, okay? Our ability to treat each other properly. Our ability to not get along because we think somebody else should think with our brain. The all hive mind brain in the jar. No, they shouldn't. You know, you're supposed to like somebody for who they are, not who you want them to be. And that is not a gender issue. Never has been and never will be. That is across the board, both genders. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Dating is about getting to know somebody. Friendship is not a rejection line. Friendship is the foundation of a successful relationship. But what do we see? We see guys going around saying men and women can't just be friends. We see guys only focused on sex. We see women using friend zone as a rejection line. A zombie apocalypse. You don't know what you're doing. You know, when Jay says incel gives the elite an excuse to strawman men as perverted animals. That's right. This is why I like Jay. I like Jay so well. So well worded, Jay. Thank you. So positively well worded. You need to listen to him. He knows what he's telling you. Sex has been used as a weapon against you. Involuntary celibacy is surrounded by, it's about men who can't get sex. So now they're out of their minds and they're attacking people with an actor from Hollywood called Elliot Rogers, who did an act and never killed nobody. And all of these guys fell for it. All these people in the world just fell for that lie, for that Hollywood act. And believe it really happened. I've showed you recently the running list of the names of all these incel people that idolized an actor. Well, they were acting themselves. and getting paid some money. And what are we using? Just what Jay told you. They're making you look all perverted as animals, not even human beings. They're making you look like you're actually dangerous to society. And you're just obliviously going around the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, yeah. That's what you're doing. How do we get this through your head? This mentality has to go away. Sex is not something that needs to be discussed. It is not the focus of any relationship. If sex is your focus of a relationship, you have already destroyed the relationship before it ever got started. Just like the woman who friend zoned you, she has already destroyed any chance of a successful relationship before it ever got started. See, the zombie apocalypse, none of you know what you're doing. It's like when we go, I was also thinking about this today because this is so true. So many of you don't even acknowledge that we're still in war. As soon as mainstream media stopped talking about the war, you just all forgot it's going on. Recently, we talked about Iran, Iraq, Iran. Yeah, it was Iran. And we're going to war with Iran. Are we going to war with Iran? But that's the first talk I've heard in a long time on the internet. The majority of people ain't even talking about the war because their mainstream media stopped talking about it. Oh, it must be over now. Everything's fine and well. Yep, nothing going on in the world. We're happy to be. This is why I said years ago, shut that damn television off. Pick it up, carry it out the door, and drop it in the dumpster. If nothing else, disconnect it from the TVs. Disconnect that TV from any kind of signal for a television channel. You can use it to play video games, even though that's not good for you. It'll still be better than turning it on and watching a TV channel. Because, like the network, the movie The Network, when that guy was screaming, he was mad as hell. Yeah, he was mad as hell, and you're dressed like a TV set, walk and talk and act like a television set. Boy, he sure wasn't shitting, was he? No, he wasn't. Because that's exactly what our society does. Y'all act like your damn television set. You think like the television set. So when media stopped talking about the war and Trump started talking about building a wall, that was all to sidestep you to keep you from looking what was going on. When they talked about Russia hacking the election, no truth to it, all lies, all propaganda. It was to keep your mind off of what's really going on. Well, I want to answer this guy because I know what he's saying. Okay, he says, no way the U.S. will attack Iran. Why do you think Trump pulled out at the last second? Attacking Iran may as well be like invading Russia or China at the same time. America will get their ass stomped. Well, now I'm going to give you the bad news. The bad news is, you know that country we're not allowed to talk about? You know that country we're not allowed to boycott? You know that main banker family over there that owns the Federal Reserve in the United States called the Rothschilds? See, these people are controlling this country that I'm living in. They want that war. You're right. America will get their ass handed to them. They want that war. You don't understand it. It's like when they say Iran has nuclear. North Korea has nuclear. You know why Lou Dobbs isn't on CNN no more? You know why they took a pot shot at Lou Dobbs? CNN fired him and then he got a gunshot. Somebody shot at him deliberately to scare the shit out of him. You know why that happened to him? Because he told you the truth. America and Russia financed America and Russia financed the nuclear program that Iran has. We gave that to them. And now we lie to the people and say, they're they speak heavy. That's sort of like you giving somebody something, then attack them and say they stole it from you. Fucking hypocritical bigot bastard. Oh, excuse me. But that's the truth. Iran's nuclear program was given to them by the United States, America, and Russia. Now let's go to North Korea. Financed by the Bill Clinton administration and gave to them. Oh shit, I said too much. Most people ain't supposed to know that. We're going to go to war with Iran. It's just a matter of when. Because the idea is to bring America down. America is to become a third world nation. China already owns land in America. Yes, sir. Go do your homework. China owns land in America right now. America is to fall. The new superpower is China. The role model is China. Now, we may not directly go to war with Iran right now, but then again we could, but then we may not. But I'll guarantee it's in the plans. And most likely will happen. And then what you said, you're right. America will get their ass handed to them. And then we will become a third world nation. And America won't be America no more. And the Chinese will come and claim the land they own. And this country will be broke up. Gone. Over with. How did that happen? Because we all turned our back, we looked the other way. We were all too busy fighting one another over fluff and stuff. We didn't have time to stand up and do what was right and go after the people responsible for the wars we're in right now. We couldn't kick a certain family out of this country that owns the Federal Reserve. We couldn't stand up for ourselves. Now, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but the reality is our world is in the shape it's in right now because we have allowed it to get this far. That's right. We have allowed it. And I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. But to be frank, that's where we're at. So see, I'm not trying to shoot you down at all. Okay? I'm just letting you know this is what I see going on, what's most likely going to happen, and I'm not putting a date on anything, but I'm telling you, keep your eyes aware. But when it comes to the manosphere, and it comes to them moving in on the manosphere with laws, oh yeah, it's coming. We can fight back because we can take the hundreds of videos we can show and prove all the years of mainstream media, male bashing, male shaming, male bashing, male shaming. We can take the list of double standards that's been pushed in our country and allowed. We can put them with that. Then we can take the feminist movement and we can put that with that. And we can back and prove. We can even take Karen Stroud, Girls' Rights What, the leader of the men's rights movement, own words about what women are doing to men, and you can play it right in the government's face when they know it's true, where she clearly says a significant number of men, which when she says significant, that's a high number. That's not a low number. She didn't say a small percentage or anything. She said a significant number of men are not fuckable. You see how she used the word sex again? You see how she went back to using sex again? But what she really told you is where TFL came from. The female gender. Social engineering. Programming. There is your men's rights leader. A female. A feminist female. Telling you straight to your face. You know we can turn that all around and put that together on a list with the male shaming and the feminist movement and the double standards. And when they go to push that law on the manosphere, we can fight back and throw that in their face. And tell them, now explain. But you have to be smart enough to stop talking about sex. You have to be smart enough to recognize a relationship between man and woman is not about getting laid. You have to take your mind out of the gutter. You have to remember that we're both human beings. Remember the zombie apocalypse, what I've been telling you the whole live stream? You've got to start using your brains again instead of having them shut off. And you fraudulent MGTOWers who are pushing sex dolls, stop it. Stop helping these people. You're helping them to make laws to take your own freedoms away from your own self. That's all you're doing. You're helping your enemy to take and make laws that's going to affect and hurt you, not them. Now you know why I said the manosphere needs to stand together. And we have the tools to fight back if you use your brains. No, let's not stop focusing on the bad MGTOW. It's called the bad MGTOW out for their behavior. You turn your back and allow the bad MGTOW to continue to go, then they help to give justification to the law that's going to screw your life over. If you want to fight back against the lawmakers, then you need to take their ammunition away from them. And then you need to use the weapons we have that I just gave you and throw it back in their face. But you cannot continue to go down the road of, as what Jay already told you. Jay's words couldn't have been any better spelled. That young man just told you the odds gone Assange's truth. And you need to listen to him. You know, because we can beat this, but we got to beat it through using this. You don't turn your back to a problem because now you're complicit. You're allowing the problem to happen. Yeah, that happens all the time. Own kids being used against him by the mother. The kids are used as a weapon. Happens all the time. It's evil, it's sick, and it's wrong. Well, thanks to no fault divorce and a biased system that stands up for the female even when she's wrong, the dad can only fight back in court when he's loaded with the tool. If he doesn't have a lot of the tool, the courts will automatically hand her custody to the kids. End the story. Only the rich dads can successfully get their kids from no fault divorce. And the woman is using kids as a weapon against the man. That part is so correct. What MGTOW Manifest is talking about, or Misfit is talking about, he's correct about. And it is sad that that's happening. And that's been going on a long time. He is absolutely correct. See, this is another weapon you can use on the system. You know, I even got another bias case I can tell you about to MGTOW Misfit. This has been probably about 15, 18 years ago. But I had a neighbor who lived next to me. He had 2 kids. Him and his wife was divorced. He had custody of one. He had custody of one and she had custody of the other. And I says, how did that work out? And he says, well, her and I agreed that I would have one and she'd have the other. And she told that to the judge in court. So I've got custody of one, she's got custody of the other. I says, oh, well, that's actually cool in a way. I said, so then you don't got child support. He says, no, that's not how it works. I have to pay child support for the child she has. Then I was like, what? What do you mean you got to pay child support for the child she has? He says, that's what was court ordered. I says, well, then you should have that child too. Because when you only have 2 kids and you got one, she's got one, that means you're supporting one, she's supporting one. I think that sort of breaks even. He says, no, the court says I'm supporting this one that lives with me, so I don't have to pay child support for it because it's living with me. But the one that ain't living with me, I have to pay for that one. And I says, well, then she's a child. She shouldn't have the kid because she's not an adult. She's not able to take care of it. What's it doing living with a child? That's That's how I felt about that. That woman is now a child. She is not an adult. And I don't care what anybody tells me. If she's not able to support the child she has, then she don't belong having it. See, the system would like me, I'd probably be in jail. You let a judge tell me something like that in my face, and you watch what I say to that judge. I'd probably go to jail for contempt or threatening a judge. Just the way it'd have to be, wouldn't it? Because I'd stand up to the corruption. I'm not just going to bend over and take it. Yeah. Well, it's clearly wrong. I remember that case happening, and I knew the neighbor. We talked, and I was pissed over that. How he was getting shaft and paying for the other child when they both had one and they only had 2 kids. Yeah, well, they're not going to because, see, that keeps division alive and well. You do stuff like this, it infuriates men because it's so wrong. But that's what they want. Matter of fact, they're probably hoping you'll get mad enough to go hurt the woman. Because these women have literally married the government. I say this about women. They like to take men, use men for their wants. When they're through with men, they throw men away. So you're like a hamburger. They hook up with you as a hamburger. They open your wrapper up. That's when you have sex. Okay? They use you up. Now you're all gone. And what do we do with the wrapper of the hamburger when we're done eating it? We throw it away. That's what I like to say women love to do to men. Use you up and throw you away. Use you up and throw you away. And while they're using you up, they'll treat you lower than a piece of dirt. And it'll be all your fault, even when it's not. You all know that's true. That's exactly what happens. Things work out. I'm going to come up on a live stream tomorrow, maybe around 3 o'clock my time, which would be Central Standard Time, with Peter Nolan, Global Man. Yep. So him and I will probably be back up together tomorrow. I talked to him earlier today, and at least that's the plan. At this time, the plan is for tomorrow, around 3 o'clock my time. Him and I are going to do a live stream together. Just so you're aware that Peter Nolan and I are going to be up here tomorrow. So, the thing is I want to see the manosphere start getting their heads out of their behinds and realizing what's taking place. I'm not showing all these things that's being said in the running list just for shits and giggles. I'm showing you this because this is how they passed the gun laws, the red flag gun laws. They passed them red flag gun laws where they're now actually taking guns under mental health laws the very exact same way. And I showed you the running list. I told you Manosphere's been infiltrated. Long time ago. And you people are sitting there watching your agents and following your agents and believing in your agents. You know what? I was going to talk about that in a video, but I might as well talk about it here. Here's how easy it is to lead you to your own demise. I'm going to tell you how easy it is to lead you to your own demise. I come up online. I'm professionally spoken. Now listen to what I'm telling you. I came on YouTube. I did a video. I presented myself as a real caring person. I'm talking very professionally to you. Okay? Really professionally to you. I tell you lots of truths. The truths that you want to hear. And I stay doing this and I focus in on this. And I do this for a year, 2 years, 3 years. I get lots of people following me. Lots of people liking me and following me. Here and there, I start throwing in a lie. I don't do this right away. I do this after I build up a following. Then I start throwing a little lie in here, and a little lie in there, and a little lie in there. But because I've told so much truth, and because I'm so professionally spoken, and I got so many people following me, you will disregard the lie, you won't pay attention, most of you won't even catch the lie. The lie will be designed to shift. What am I shifting? I'm shifting the focus or the direction, like making a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn. The direction of where I'm leading you. What I'm doing is I'm leading you to a cliff that you won't see until you fall off the cliff to your death. And I will lead a massive number of people into an ambush. Now, I'm not doing that. I'm telling you what's going on YouTube in the manosphere. There's certain people up here that are agents. And believe me, it's not me. You want another way you can tell your agents on YouTube? Because there's only 2 ways you get lots of subs. You're talking mindlessly fluffing stuff, entertainment that goes along with the system, that doesn't affect the system, you'll get subs. You go along with the agenda of the system, you'll get subs. You're an agent, you'll get subs. You tell real truth, you won't get subs. You know, 2 days ago I had 590 subs. It stayed at 590 subs for about 4 or 5 days. Do you think I'd grow anymore? No. I showed you the Elliot Rogers stuff. I showed you where they're coming after the manosphere, the incels. And I got some new subs. I went from 90 to 89, 86, 87. Oh, I mean, they minus 3 subs. Do you follow what I'm telling you? I went from 590 to 587. That's right. I was rewarded for telling you the truth. I was rewarded from going from 590 to 587. Now, this has been going on with me for years now with my channels, the Bill1224602. It took me 6 years to get 2,500 subs. And as soon as I got to that number, wasn't long after, they said, I had no strikes on my channel whatsoever. And they took my channel down. With no notice, no email saying why, no nothing. Just like they did my first account. I got no notice to why they took it down. It was just gone. See, what they do is they don't watch my channel for a little bit. They let me get some subs, then they come and take some subs away. Let me get some more, take some more away. Let me get some more, take some more away. Let me get some more, take some more away. See, that's what happens to honest people who tell the truth on YouTube. If you tell propaganda and bullshit, you're going to get lots of subs. If you play along with the narrative, you're going to get lots of subs. If you do car crash videos and shit like that, no problem. They'll let you grow. They'll leave you alone. Now do you understand how that works? Now I've told you what the agents' jobs are. They're there to keep the problems alive and well. And when they move in to create a law to go after a targeted percentage of people or targeted people, they make a running history, and the agents help them with that history and lead you to your own demise. Yes, they are suppressing true knowledge in all forms. But you're not going to get somebody on YouTube that's telling concrete truth against the establishment with 200,000 subs. You're not going to celebrate your 200,000 subs on YouTube telling the God's honest truth. You can only do that if you're an agent. And that don't mean you're telling truth. That means you are leading people into an ambush. Leading people to their own demise. You're an agent. Oh, Electronic Band asking me, do I know who Blue ISIS is? I like that there, Greg. Yeah, Blue ISIS. I like that. I'm sure he used to be a Sky and a Media. Now he's ISIS, right? Yep. Coach Red Pill is an agent. Just like Monday, Forever Alone Monday. Guarantee you the guy's an agent. Well, no, not really. If you know where ISIS come from, it could be if you want to call it that. Okay, Greg? But how many of you in here actually know where ISIS came from? Do you know who created ISIS? Do you know where ISIS came from? Okay, well, Greg says the USA, yeah. Oh my God, I like it. I like it. There you go. Obama and Hillary Clinton. Both names. They work together. Right at the end there, Hockey Guy says Obama question mark. Wolf Martin says Hillary. You both got it, man. It's Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. They are the ones who created ISIS. Both names are responsible for the creation of ISIS. Now, do you know where ISIS was taken from or came from? Okay, I want to ask you, I want to see if you know where they got the name ISIS. Let's see if you know where they got the name ISIS from. Okay, I'll give you a second. If you're not sure, I'll give you a hint. You can look it up and you'll find it. Okay, I'll answer that. Scriptures, the Bible. That's where they got ISIS from. You got to go back in history and look at scriptures in the Bible. Think about the Freemason symbolism and go back to allegory, which the Bible is wrote in, and scriptures, and you'll find ISIS. You know, the Bible, and I don't like to go here because it is, but it's the truth. The Bible is the written plan of the elite, and that was deliberately done so that as they moved on with their plans, people would say, the Bible said this was going to happen. I know. I'm going to make people mad saying that, but it is the truth. I don't care what you think, it is the truth. Well, you know, the thing is you look at Monday, and Monday for long, every Monday, okay? You're going to say, well, yeah, but he tells at least 60 to 70% truth. When you're listening to him, he's telling a lot of truth. Then I had to say, what agent don't? Alex Jones told a lot of truth too. So does David Icke. They all do. If I was going to lead you into an ambush, how will I lead you into an ambush? Well, first I have to tell a lot of truth and get a lot of people on my side. If I want to lead a whole shitload of people in an ambush, I'm going to tell a whole lot of truth and get a whole lot of people to like me. And I'm going to be very professionally spoken, and I'm going to treat you all courteously and nice, and I'm going to say what you want to hear. And I'm going to repeat what you want to hear. And I'm going to repeat what you want to hear. And I'm going to repeat what you want to hear. And I'm going to continue to do this for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it takes. And once I got my numbers where I want them, then I'm going to send in a little propaganda here, a little propaganda here, and change the direction. And I'm going to lead you all into an ambush and watch you all die. I'll watch you all get locked down by the laws that was created behind the ambush that won't be affecting me, it'll be affecting you. It's that simple. It really is. I wouldn't trust Monday Forever Alone Monday at all. Now, there is a chance Blue Skies Media may actually be a TFLer, right? But he keeps throwing up red flags. So I pay attention to the red flags. I would like to think he's a TFLer, okay? But at the same time, I'm not going to disregard red flags because I believe he's something he may not be. He also shows signs of either being a bullshit or an actor. Elliot Rogers was 100% actor. You know, and the other stuff I told you, the other guys that drive by, or not to drive by, that drive me over in Canada. The Parkland High School shooting in Florida. Never happened. They never happened. The incidences that did happen, George Sedini, Tony Powell, and I think Dave can give you another name of incidences that were real, that actually happened. Well, they're not on that list. The only names on that list are fraudulent, phony, baloney, fake incidences where nobody died. Well, what's the difference between Monday and Coach Red Pill? Coach Red Pill says it's the father's fault. It's the father's fault that children grow up and can't get a female in their life. What does Monday tell you? It's the child. It's your childhood. It's your childhood. Does Coach Red Pill talk about where the problem came from? Social engineering? No. Does Monday Forever on Monday talk about where the problem came from? No. I have yet to ever hear either one of these guys talk about that. Does men's rights activist Karen Stroud, Paul Allen, did they ever talk about the root cause? No. Anybody that's not willing to talk about where the problem actually came from is an agent. And if you can't get that through your head, there is no helping you. Because, see, the agent's not going to start talking about the root cause and go after the people who started it. Because that's where he's getting his paycheck from. I guess it's that simple, huh? Whether people want to believe it or not, it's actually that simple. You know, and it's not to be sarcastic with anybody, but the truth is the truth. So you got to really pay attention to this stuff because that's where it's at. You know, and so pay attention to people. Oh, that's right. Dave said it good right there. They don't want to bite the hand that feeds them. That's a very good answer, Dave. Oh, yes, it'll get better with age and self-improvement. Right, Dave? It got better with age, didn't it, Dave? You know, that self-improvement really brought the females your way, right, Dave? And even your men's rights leader told you, you're not fuckable. Right in your face. She even told you there was going to be a significant number of men. And when she said significant, do you know what significant stands for? A high number, not a low number. Right from your leader of the men's rights movement. What can I tell you? Yeah, I would agree with Dave. I think the number's probably in that area of guys that ain't with nobody. You know, the problem with numbers is you can't prove any of them, but we know it's high. We know it's high. And even your men's rights movement leader, a feminist female, told you straight up a significant number, and that stands for a high number of men that will be untouchable, unfuckable, and that men will ostracize these guys as well, so that they will be isolated. What does TFL and insides go through, and incel and TFL guys go through? Being isolated. That's right. Being pushed out, being ostracized out of society. And unfortunately, the bad thing is, what did he use? They will jump on your dick. So what did we go back to again there? We went back to sex, didn't we? You know, and what did Jay already tell you about it? Sex is not the focus. You have to get that off your mind. Getting a woman in your life, if you both like each other, sex is going to happen naturally. It doesn't have to be put the topic. It doesn't have to be the front foremost in the topic. It doesn't have to be acknowledged and talked about. It will happen naturally. But if we acknowledge it and we continue to talk about it and we put it up front, see, do you see where Karen said unfuckable? Coach Red Pill says be an asshole and they'll jump on your dick. Do you see what they're really doing to you? Oh, yes. You could be a transformer, Jay. That's right. The movies did it. They got the Transformers, right? You could be a transformer. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna, my opinion is what it is. You people can have your opinion about Monday, but my opinion stands firmly. The guy's an agent. Even if you go back to when Jay left a comment asking if Monday if he was ever going to go on Mr. Oker's live stream, all she had to do was say, "I don't know. I'm too busy right now." There's lots of things he could have said. He didn't have to say, "I'm too busy being an agent for the New World Order." See, follow that? At that point, I had never said nothing against Monday Forever on Monday. I talked about that I feel that there's a chance he's an agent. I also openly had offered him a debate, or at least be on a live stream, because I could have been wrong. But my feeling was there was a chance. But if I say there's a chance you're an agent, I'm not saying you are an agent. What part of chancing you are does a person not understand? At that point in time, I never said he was. I said that I feel there's a chance he is. And I pointed out his talking skills. That was it. I've done no more than that. Steve Hoka had posted a video at Monday Forever on Monday asking him about doing a live stream. And Jay clearly just asked a simple question, who had nothing to do with Steve Hoka or myself. He just merely asked him if he was going to ever do a live stream with Steve Hoka. Monday Forever Alone Monday's answer to somebody that's not Steve Hoka or me to make that kind of an answer, that sort of screams red flags. Then the other red flag is, of course, will the guy talk about actually where the problem came from? Why would you not talk about the root cause of a problem if you're trying to correct a problem? If you're trying to correct a problem, why would you not discuss the root cause? Can you imagine your mechanic fixing your car that's only worried about the symptom and don't want to go after the root cause? Can you imagine Mr. Hoka coming to your house to fix your furnace in the middle of winter? Or your AC in the middle of summer? Or you're out there in Florida or Arizona where you need your air conditioner and he comes to fix it for you and he only goes after a symptom, leaving your system broke, and he comes back and charges you money each time and fixes another symptom, chases symptoms. He's a symptom chaser. Would any of you people ever get anything fixed if you kept chasing symptoms? How about we use what Blue Skies Media said? How about we use bubble gum to fix your oil leak? Or maybe we can use some duct tape and baling wire. Because after all, that's just a symptom. We don't need to look for the cause. Don't you understand? That is a gigantic red flag when you're not willing to discuss the root cause. So please tell me the last time you heard Monday Forever on Monday, or Coach Red Bill, or excuse me, or Paul Elam, or Kara Stroud, Girls What's What, ever talk about the root cause? Come on, speak up. When's the last time they talked about it? When's the last time they went after root cause? Huh. Hey, at least somebody was listening. Thank you, Dave. That would be the proper answer. He don't recall. I know I've been here for a lot of years, and so has Dave. I haven't heard him talk about it once. If you can show me where they've talked about the root cause, please go get that and show that to me, will you? They don't have the empathy for each other. You're living in the zombie apocalypse. I don't know where that's going to go. Okay, the Greg, you know, women are getting their karma as men find other ways of getting relationships. How about there's more and more women that don't want a relationship? How about that would be the real truth? Wigtow is becoming a reality. The difference between Wigtow and MGTOW is most MGTOWs are frauds, fakes. But Wigtow, no, they're not frauds or fakes. Oh my God, I can't answer this right now. Thank you. No, I couldn't answer that right now. That was Mr. Hoka. I don't know that I could answer that and have it come through very clear. But you know what? I think I've been up here for almost 2 hours now. So I think I'm going to get on out of here, guys. And hey, I appreciate you being here. I really do. But I'm going to go ahead and jump on out of here since I've been up here for almost 2 hours. And until the next live stream, hey, tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, hopefully, in and around sometime that area, me and Global Man will be up here, Peter Nolan. With that being said, you all have a good one.